Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Bob. Some fascinating questions once again, and here we go. Dr. Bob, I'm blowing my nose constantly. I get up in the morning and I blow for at least an hour. Many years ago I had a young man that was in our practice that sneezed 25 times every day, and it was caused by orange juice. So I'm not saying orange juice is your issue, but I would get off of peanut butter, dairy, and wheat. Those can cause sinus irritation. Hey Dr. Bob, I was diagnosed with subclinical hypothyroid about 2 years ago, and you were talking about being on a low salt diet for your blood pressure, and also at this time your doctor only tests for T3 and T4 and you're taking some vitamin D. What I would suggest that you do is you want a TSH, a T3, a T4, a TPO, and an anti-thyroid globulin level. And then you look at those numbers. If your TSH is elevated, you may need some support. We use a product called GTA to support thyroid function. As far as your vitamin D3, you're taking about 1,000 international units every day. We like to see the vitamin D3 level be around 40. So putting these two together, for all those that are having their thyroid tested, check TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. That's your brain telling your thyroid what to do. T3 and T4, those tell me how your thyroid is functioning. The TPO and the thyroid globulin level talks about autoimmune problem. I think that'll make a difference for you. This individual's having a problem of falling asleep and getting up a lot during the night. And a lot of times I have found that people have a hard time falling asleep, have too much copper, not enough zinc. We actually have a test called the zinc taste test that you can do. On your blood test, look at your alkaline phosphatase. The levels of it could be low. Oftentimes I'll see people have and wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning because of blood sugar stress. Your blood sugar bottoms out. Maybe have some almond butter before sleep, maybe even a touch of avocado. I would stop juicing. We had an individual that asked me some questions from Twitter in reference to oxaloacetic acid and wanted to know about kale, pain, diarrhea, and would cooking reduce the levels of that particular acid. Yes, you know what? Doing some sauteing of vegetables goes a long way. Baking vegetables will help get rid of that acid. You don't want to overcook them because you're going to lose some of that nutritional value. Cucumbers. Wanted to know the option. It's like summer cucumbers are going away. What can I do? Summer squash would be a great alternative. So would winter squash. Pumpkin and gourd are in the same family as the cucumber. I thought that was an excellent question, by the way. Chronic phlebitis. I had someone that had some deep vein thrombosis issues, and they were on the low-fat diet, which I do not promote. I promote that you should eat fat. We did an essential fatty acid blood spot on the person that had the deep vein thrombosis, and their oil level was bottomed out. Chronic phlebitis, think oil need. Dr. Bob, I'm 13 weeks pregnant. I have a tongue that's burning, a throat that's burning, and my lips are burning. I would suggest B vitamins. I know that burning feet, tongue, B vitamins will go a long way to help supporting any type of burning membranes like that. This individual had a non-toxic goiter. They're on a gluten-free diet and sugar-free, soy-free. Anytime you have any kind of a thyroid issue, I would definitely encourage you to have iodine in your system. I was listening to a training CD the other day about the thyroid gland in your body. Your thyroid gland does need iodine. Of course, have your TSH, your T3, and a T4 tested. Dr. Bob, any suggestions for bladder spasms, that's urinary bladder spasms, I'm assuming, without infections? B vitamins, once again. I have had chronic bladder issues improve with B vitamins. Get off of dairy and get off of wheat. Last question, Dr. Bob. My brother has swollen lymph nodes in his neck and both sides under his arm, etc. This is what I found out about lymph nodes. If your liver is compromised, the lymph eventually cannot drain into the liver. Avoid dairy products. Get off of sugar. I was reading a book by Dr. George Malcolmus. He was talking about kids and tonsils. Change their diet, getting off of sugar, getting off of wheat products. Drink water, no dairy. Those all compromise the lymph function. If your lymph gland is being overburdened because of an infectious process, they're going to be enlarged. So let me bring that back home for you. Swollen lymph nodes, the liver needs to be clean, drink water, avoid dairy, and they even suggest a CBC with a differential, and you want to see if your white blood count is elevated, your monocytes elevated, or your eosinophils. If your monocytes are elevated, I know this might be Greek to some of you, but you can do some search on it. Monocytes are elevated in a chronic infectious process in the body, and eosinophils with chronic allergies and possibly parasites. I'm sure you're going to want to listen to this particular clip over one more time. I'm Dr. Bob DeMaria, the Drugless Doctor.